All right, with you now. Very good. So, welcome once again to our next session of our series of Lunch and Learns throughout the summer. We've really enjoyed being able to have an opportunity to learn either for the first time for some of you or a refresher and an update for all the incredible work that Jewish National Fund does with our affiliate organizations, or in some cases with folks who are on the JNF staff. And that is who we have the pleasure of hearing from this afternoon or morning or evening, wherever this meeting finds you. So we are going to hear today from Oren Hefetz, who hopefully many of you had the pleasure of meeting either in Israel or here in the States. He's worn a number of different hats for us over the years. Um, he is currently serving as the Business Development Director for JNF USA's Impact Investment Funds, managing projects in the Central Negev. We're going to hear more about those works. And as I said, he has served as our emissary to the villages here in Florida, for those who are local here. So we spent a lot of time in the Sunshine State, as well as helping as well through our with the Education Israel Advocacy Department too. So he has such a well-rounded knowledge of all the work that we do here. Before he became a part of the JNF USA family, Major Reserve Hefetz, his full title, because he is a veteran of the Israeli Air Force for 24 years, as a crew member, commander of squadrons, headquarters, and a deputy base commander. And since 10/7, he served hundreds of days in reserve duty with his squadron. And again, when he's not doing that, he is helping with our efforts in the Negev and lives in Even Yehuda in Israel with his wife, his three children, and his dog. That's the most important part for last. And so now we're privileged to hear more from Oren. And thank you so much again for being with us.
It's definitely my pleasure, and I'm trying to figure out how can I delete the things about the emissary for the villages, but I can't figure this thing out. So if anyone of the JNF staff can help me with that, I would be very appreciative. So
No
hi
problem.
everyone,
I had
good
to do the
evening.
plug because we got a Florida crowd here, but that's all
I
right.
know, I
We
know.
can take care of
Uh,
that.
just funny. So I'm happy to see all of you here, and thank you for joining us. I'm speaking from Israel. It's 7 p.m. and it's still sunny outside. And I will share my presentation, but let me start by saying that obviously I'm going to um, make you a little bit confused because I'm going to present a lot of stuff in like 20 minutes. So first of all, if you're visiting in Israel, I'm happy to show you around and take you to the places that I'm going to talk about, meet the mayors and see the places and meet the people over there. And I'm going to be in Florida in October before the conference, around the 20th in October. So there's another opportunity to meet in person. So I'll start and share my screen, but please, if you have any question, put it on the chat or raise your virtual hand through the Zoom, and I'm happy to address that. All right, so a little bit about myself. This is my family. I'm almost 49 now, and Yuval I'm married to Ilah. I have three kids, and my older son is going to be drafted to the IDF this Sunday. So yeah, we're all stressed from that, but it is what it is. And also Eyal and Naama, and I retired the end of November, the end of 2018, and this is part of the airplanes that I flew in, and I was privileged to be a pilot when people are still flying things with their hands, because I don't think that we'll see that in the future. A little bit about what we do and what I do. Or let me just start by saying that I joined the Jewish National Fund USA in 2019 after getting to know one of the programs that we are support called Special Uniform. It's a program that helps kids with special needs to volunteer and draft to the army. And back then I was the deputy commander of Palmachim Air Force Base in Israel. And when I saw what JNF is doing with this program, I joined a full mission all over Israel. And I felt this is the most exciting thing and important thing that happens in Israel. And if I can be a part of that, I need to do that. And that's how I joined the Jewish National Fund. So a little bit about the problem or challenges in Israel. What you see on the screen is a map of the communities in Israel. And we are going to talk about 60% of the land of Israel that is Beersheba on the south part of Israel, Beersheba and south all the way to Eilat. And as you can see on the left side, there is still majority of Jewish people, but the Bedouin community is growing fast. And you can see also the different parts of Israel. Obviously, 80% of the population is located in the center, Haifa, Jerusalem, and this triangle. And it creates, again, few challenges in Israel. One of them is housing prices. So as you probably know, Tel Aviv is one of the most expensive 10 cities, 10 most expensive cities in the world. And but in order to buy an apartment in Tel Aviv or in Jerusalem or in Ramat Gan or Haifa, this is the number of months for average salary that you need to work for. But when you're going down south or up north, this number drops dramatically. So that's one issue that is important to understand. And the reality is that 80% lives on 23% of the land. It's overcrowded, it's expensive, even security-wise, it helps our friends or not so friends that are fighting against us to target us in the center. And we definitely need to use the opportunity to expand to the north and the south of the country. The solution is the Blueprint Negev and Go North plans that Jewish National Fund wrote decades ago, and that is supposed to help people move both to the north and the south. So the vision is to bring 500,000 people to move to the south and 300,000 people to move to the north. And the way that we are doing that is we're working directly with the local municipalities and trying to figure out what they are missing in order for the families to move there. It can be education or employment or medical services or just lifestyle and opportunities and parks. And every place is a little bit different. What we are also trying to do is understand the strength of a region and to invest in that. And through that, to bring more prosperity to the region. And I'm going again to talk about the Central Negev. Central Negev is the area that you now see on the map, okay, in this red line. Again, here in the north is Beersheba, and we are talking about 23% of the land of Israel. Okay, there are three major communities in this area: the city of Yerucham with 12,000 people, the city of Mitzpe Ramon with 6,000 people, and about 10,000 in all Ramat Negev area with in different communities. Total of almost 30,000 people, but we want to grow this fast to 100,000. The main employment focus until now is tourism and agriculture. What you see in the pictures is things that were growing on sand dunes. Israel in 2013 declared independence regarding water. We are not depending on the rain anymore. We have 5 desalination plants. We know how to grow everything on sand dunes using very smart irrigation, using desalination plants, and reusing water. But that's a whole different lecture. Um, I want to show you some of the projects that we built in this area, and I will try to dive in specifically to one area just to give you an example, because again, in 20 minutes, it's very hard to describe the whole work that we are doing. So in this picture, on the left upper side, you see a park that we're building in the city of Yerucham, in between the old part of the city to the new neighborhoods that are being built very fast. You can also see our new innovation hub that was open almost 2 years ago now in Mitzpe Ramon. Mitzpe Ramon, I remind you, it's a 6,000 people town, but until we opened up this building, there were no offices to rent and work from, especially for young professionals. So they had to leave or get approval to work from their homes. So if there's a guy called his name is Arel from Mitzpe Ramon who works for Intel. Intel facilities in Kiryat Gat, north of Be'er Sheva. So he had to move from Mitzpe Ramon to Kiryat Gat, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense to drive more than an hour every day to work. But since we opened this facility, he rented an office and he still lives there with his family. We opened up a search and rescue facility in Sde Boker, some parks, water park, and a skate park in Mitzpe Ramon, and a small conference center to bring more companies to do seminar and retreats. This is just few examples of the projects that we built in the south. I want to dive in a little, or to focus a little bit about Mitzpe Ramon, just because I need to choose one area to give an example and better understanding of what we're doing. Mitzpe Ramon is a very unique place. Maybe some of you visited and stayed in Bereshit Hotel, which is beautiful. It sits right above the Ramon crater, which is a natural phenomena, and it's a very touristic place. And what we try to do, and to help them grow from 6,000 to 15,000 people, is to understand what economic vehicle they can use besides tourism, because not only that it's not really smart to count on only one only on tourism for prosperity, but when something happens in Israel security-wise, like the wars that we now have, or different army operations, tourism stops. And we can't count only on tourism. So we did a research and find out that we can actually draw some innovation, especially when you're talking about fields like extreme condition living and space. And I'll show you how do we do that. Again, we're recognizing the strength in this area, and we are the facilitator to build what is needed to create a vibrant ecosystem and bring the entrepreneurs that wants to open companies and to explore to move to this region and use our facilities. Okay, and we're exposing startups to this kind of options. One of the opportunities that we discovered is that Mitzpe Ramon can be the space city of Israel and the Middle East. It's already started a while ago, because there are already some facilities like Ilan Ramon, the first Israeli astronaut, visitor center, a very big stars observatory, the biggest in the Middle East, I think. And we decided to invest in this field and draw startup companies to move to Mitzpe Ramon. we found partners and we helped a company called Creation Space to raise money and to move to Mitzpe Ramon and start offering job employments and opportunities to different people. I have to say it's a huge success that we're seeing. Uh, one of the one of the things that we can present now is also a US based VC that was founded in order to support this company and the opportunities in Israel. It's called Creations VC. Actually, one of the founders lives in Naples, Florida. The other one lives in Scottsdale in Arizona. And what the company is doing is actually finding companies that can have dual value or dual use technologies that you can use on Earth, but you can also use in space, and you can explore and test them in Mitzpe Ramon. So I won't talk about that for a long time, just to give you an example of how do we take a strength of an area and develop it to more and more opportunities. And I think that once you visit in Israel, you will see the impact of what we're doing in the region. This is our next project that we're going to build in Mitzpe Ramon. It's a conference center that is going to be used as a space campus, but also as a place that you can do that local artists can use and do exhibitions and theater shows and other stuff. I'm working on creating some kind of a philanthropic fund that can support local businesses. It's kind of different than the way that we're doing things until now, but I want to stop sharing and explain a little bit about another thing that I'm doing for JNF. One of my responsibility is I'm the Israeli representative for the Impact Investment Fund that was opened 4.5 years ago. And the idea was to support startups with money for equity, as long as the impact is in the periphery and they can create job opportunities. I'm going to use the same model, the same idea to support local businesses that we recognize that is needed for people to move and live in the South. And I'm talking about business centers, medical centers, and et cetera, et cetera. And the idea is to use our philanthropic money wisely and working directly with private investors and maybe invest alongside them. It's kind of similar to what we're already doing in the Impact Investment Fund. So that's something that is going to happen in the next few weeks, and I hope that can speed up our business ecosystem that we're building in the Negev. Because again, if you're a young family that wants to buy a house in Israel, it's super expensive, super expensive to do it in the center, but you can definitely do it in the south. So what you need is a good education system, which we already have, but you have to have job opportunities, and you want to make sure that you don't give up anything from Pilates facility to a library to a bakery, and this is exactly what we're trying to help build in the Negev. So I want to stop here because I hear myself talking, and I'm sure it's kind of confusing, and I want to ask if there are any questions about